Back here at Fort Morgan High School, getting ready for the boys contest. These two teams met earlier this year on the 13th of January. The Fort Morgan boys won that contest 66-55. Leading scorer that night was Eric Kimball with 17. Joey Schneider and TJ Bauer each with 11, and Tate Kimball with 10. The Fort Morgan boys come into this game on an 8-game winning streak. Their last loss was at Vista Peak on the 9th of January. So they look to continue that streak and stay in first place in the Colorado 7 League. They do have the tiebreaker with Vista Peak on total points, and Fort Morgan had outscored them by 6. So the Mustangs can't afford to let up, but I'm sure they know that, and I'm sure Coach Unrein has let them know that they can't let up on any team. It doesn't matter who it is. So the Mustangs did beat Vista Peak on Tuesday night 67-54. Nice victory for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. In that game, Eric Kimball led the way with 19, Joey Schneider with 17. The only two Mustangs that scored in double figures Tuesday night. I believe the Mustangs will do what they need to do and come out with a victory tonight. At least that's what we're
hoping for.
Oh, it looks like TJ Bauer, I see, has got a cast on his right wrist. So we knew he went out Tuesday night. Remember, he went out, they thought, with that thumb. And
he did something.
So he must have a fracture in his, and Tate Kimball is not, Tate Kimball is suited up, I'm sorry. But TJ Bauer with a cast on that right hand, so we will see how that affects tonight's game. Let's see, TJ Bauer on the year is averaging 8.1 points a game, and he also shoots at 75% from the free throw line, so we'll see who Coach Unrein puts into the game tonight in the starting lineup.
We have a telephone here at the scorer's table that will be found after the Vista Peak game. So if you let your phone here,
Fort Morgan Mustangs will have to fill a void here. We'll see if Nate Gertner might get the start tonight. You see, it looks that'll be a little bit of a blow to the Mustangs as TJ Bauer will not be into the game. It looks like he does have a cast on that wrist and on that thumb, so he must have got it fractured in that Vista Peak game.
As we have tonight's last ball game, was a 6-pack, which brings the Fort Lupton Blue Devils to Fort Morgan to meet your Fort Morgan Mustangs.
So the
starting lineup.
We'll get the starting lineups here for the
Justice Vargas. Number 2, Patrick Vasco.
Blue Devils.
Number 3, Naro Eliano. Number 15, Brian Wendell.
Is Bry Wendell. Justice Vargas, Owen Mellon. Let's see who else is the other one. I couldn't quite get them all there for. We'll catch that up a little bit later, but the Fort Morgan starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill Beef. Cargill Beef is committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and continuously improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at www.cargill.com. And starting tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, freshman Trey McBride, junior Nate Gertner, senior Joey Schneider, senior Eric Kimball, and sophomore Tate Kimball. So Nate Gertner back into the starting lineup. I know he had started a few of the games earlier. Put back into the starting lineup tonight as TJ Bauer does have a cast on his wrist. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. So tipping tonight is Trey McBride, and he will tip against Owen Mellon. Mustangs with possession. Joy Schneider, jumper from the right side, is in and out. Rebounded by Vasquez. He stops and gives it off to Ariano on the right side. Now a deep 3 is up and no good. Rebounded, taken it by McBride for his first rebound of the night. Now a foul is going to be called at the far end of the court. I believe that's going to go on Wendell, his first. So Eric Kimball to inbound right of the Mustang basket baseline as they get it into Schneider. Now to Tate Kimball out on the left high wing. Now to Eric Kimball. Now they're going to call a illegal screen. They're going to call that on Nate Gertner. So turnover by the Mustangs early on as the Blue Devils look to bring the ball up court. They get it over into the far side to Ariano, being double teamed over there. Now into the far corner to Vargas. Now they're going to try. I thought it was kicked, but apparently not. But retained by Vasquez. Shot is going to be nice block by McBride on Owen Mellon. Mellon is a 6'6" senior. So Vargas the inbound right of their baseline as they do get it into Ariano, being guarded by Tate Kimball. Drives it down. His shot is going to be blocked once again by McBride. Now Schneider underneath, but his pass is going to be off of the Blue Devils and out of bounds. The Fort Morgan will retain possession. Still scoreless here in the first minute of play. As they do get it into Gertner, now to Schneider in the left corner. High lob pass to Tate Kimball out at the point. So we've gone by 1 minute here and no points put up by either team. Pass is going to be tipped and taken away by Vasquez. Then off of Vasquez and out of bounds. So turnover by Fort Lupton back to the Mustangs. They get the ball to Tate Kimball. So you pick him up at half court. Now they're going to try to double him as Tate gets it over to Eric. Eric's going to stop and pop for a 3, and that is short. Rebounded by McBride. He puts it up and in for the bucket. First 2 points of the game comes from Trey McBride, the freshman. So Vasquez, we're going to have a foul called. That's going to be on McBride. That will be his first, team second. Vargas now to inbounds left baseline of their basket as they get it into Cook. Or excuse me, not Cook. It's going to be Vasquez. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded to the Mustangs. Nate Gertner now, his pass is going to be intercepted by Wendell down at the far end. Not a good pass there by Gertner. Now a 3 is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Schneider as he gets it out to Eric Kimball. 6:01, 2 minutes by here in this game. Tipped away from behind by Vargas. Owen Mellon back to Vargas. Vargas is going to be called for the travel though. Couldn't quite get hold of the ball. So the Blue Devils will put on the full court press against the Mustangs. They get it into Gertner. Gertner now to Joy Schneider. Schneider gets it back to Eric Kimball. Now the ball is going to be kicked by Vasquez. 2-0 here. 5:47 to go, first period of play. Eric Kimball to inbounds near side in front of the scorer's table. They get into Gertner. Now back to Kimball. He hands it off to brother Tate. Tate gets it back to Eric Kimball. He drives it into the lane. His layup is going to be up and good for Eric Kimball. So 4-0 for the Mustangs with 5:29 to go. Mellon now down the lane. His layup is going to be up and good for the first 2 points for the Blue Devils. That was Tate Kimball His pass is going to be taken away down court. Not a good pass here. Kind of sloppy play here by the Mustangs early on. And it's Ariano now over onto the far side to Vargas. Vargas had it tipped away for a second, but retained by Wendell. Now back to Vargas. Now to Wendell. Now over to Vasquez out high. And that three is going to be up and good for Vasquez. So at the other end, Eric Kimball up with the layup. 4 points on the night for Kimball. 6-5 now. Fort Morgan, another three is going to be up and also good by Vasquez. So back-to-back triples by Vasquez is now a 2-point lead for Fort Lupton, 8-6. Gertner now to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball's going to stop and pop from the right side, and it is up and good. So Eric Kimball is on tonight. 6 points in the first period of play. And the shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul on McBride. That will be his second as Mellon went up for the bucket, so Mellon will go to the line to shoot a pair. First free throw was off the back of the rim and no good. So Brian Almanza and Harris Huff come into the game for the Mustangs as Nate Gertner and Trey McBride take a seat. Second one also up and no good, but ran down in the corner by Vargas on the long rebound. Ariano gives it off to Vasquez, being guarded by Kimball. Now our three from straight away is going to be up and good, and that's good by Ariano. Three straight threes here by Fort Lupton with the 3-point lead now, 11-8. Brian Almanza to inbounds far side. He gets it into Kimball. Kimball drives it all the way down the lane. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Fort Lupton, so Fort Morgan will inbounds right baseline in the corner. Eric Kimball looks to get it in. And they're going to call another foul, offensive foul on Fort Morgan. And I believe that's going to go on Joey Snyder, be his first, team fourth. Mustangs down 11-8, 3:46 to go here, first period of play, as Vasquez kicks it out into the corner to Ariano. It's going to be off of Tate Kimball and out of bounds as he had grabbed it away from Ariano. So Vargas gets it into Mellon. And they pass it around the perimeter as they get it back to Vasquez. Now to Mellon. Mellon into the lane. His shot is going to be up, and they're going to call Mellon for the travel, so no bucket. 3:30 to go here, first period. The Mustangs down 3, 11-8. They get it into Almanza in the backcourt. Now he gets it back to Eric Kimball. Double team in the backcourt. He gets it to Tate. Now to Joey Schneider from the left side, and that shot is up and no good. No foul called on the shot. As Ariano gets it to Vasquez. Now they get it into Mellon. It's going to be taken by Eric Kimball as two of the Blue Devils go down. Shot is going to be up and no good by Kimball, but Tate Kimball gets the rebound and puts it up and in for his first 2 points of the night. Now a 1-point lead, 11-10. They're going to call a offensive foul. No, was it a foul or just out? Well, they call it a turnover. I guess he palmed the ball. So Nate Gertner back in for Harris Huff. So they look to get the ball in. They do get it into Gertner. Gertner from the right side gets it underneath to Schneider, and his shot is up and good from the left side for Joey's first bucket of the night. Now the Mustangs back up 12-11 as they find the shot is going to be up and no good by May, but they do end up losing it out of bounds. He had a wide open shot there right at the bucket from the right side and couldn't get it to fall. As Gertner gets the ball past half court, being guarded by Wendell. Now he gets it back into the corner now to Tate Kimball. Eric Kimball from the free throw line. His jumper is off the rim and no good. And they're going to call Joey Schneider for the foul. He came down on the back of Vasquez, I believe. So that will be 2 on Schneider. Now Austin Carl will check in for Schneider.
Kind of a different game tonight.
Yeah, a little slow. They had 27 points in that first period last week or Tuesday night, and they have 12 with 2:27 to go here. So, little different ball game, not as crisp as it was the other night. So Vasquez is going to be tipped into the corner to Ariano. It's going to be taken away, but off the Mustangs and out of bounds is Austin Carl. Almost had it, but bounced the ball one time on the end line. Vargas looks to get the ball in, and they do finally run it down in the back court. Vargas now is going to stop and pop for a 3, and that is no good. Actually, that was Vasquez. Long rebound to Kimball, now to Austin Carl out on the left side. Back to Brian Almanza. Carl around the left side, and his shot is up and no good, but it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Fort Morgan. So Austin Carl couldn't get that little jumper to go from the left side. Austin Carl is a sophomore. Mustangs up 12-11. They get the ball into the hands of Vargas out on the high right wing. Now cross court to Ariano, being guarded by Tate Kimball into the lane, but tipped away by the Mustangs. Tate Kimball comes up with it as he gets it off to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball to Gertner from the left side. He gets it back to Austin Carl. Tate Kimball down from the left. That 3 is up and no good. Rebounded by Ariano of the Blue Devils. Mustangs still up 12-11 with 1:15 to go. First period of play. Ariano now out high, being guarded by Kimball over on the far side to Vargas. Out on the right wing now, way out high to Ariano once again. Dribbles it down into the paint, and it's going to be finally taken, but popped out of bounds was Coos. Now into the game is Carrasco, and he will come in for Vargas. May takes a seat as, let's see who came back in for him. Number 10 came in, I believe, Ariano. So back out to the top to Tate Kimball with 44 seconds to go. Now Carl Almanza looked for a second. Now into Kimball. His shot in the lane is up and no good, but he is fouled on the shot. So he will go to the line, and that foul is on number 5, Carrasco, his first. So Eric Kimball to the line to shoot 2. So that one is off the back of the rim and no good. Second shot is coming up here, and that is going to go down. It rolled around there. So it 13-11 now for the Mustangs with 30 seconds to go. Going to be tipped away by Kimball, but he could not quite save it as he ends up going out of bounds. So the Blue Devils to inbounds in front of the scorer's table with 2s to get it in. Looks to get it in. He does get it into Ariano. Down to 23 seconds and counting here, first period of play. 13-11, Fort Morgan. Over on the far side to Vasquez. Vasquez drives it into the lane. Now they're going to call a foul on Kimball. Looks like it should have been more of an offensive foul if anything was going to be called, but that will be Kimball's first. Harris up into the game, probably will take Kimball out, save him from getting another foul here in the end of the quarter with 13.7 seconds. Now they're going to get it into Mellon. Mellon kicks it out, and the shot is going to be off over the rim and no good by Vasquez. Rebounded by Gertner with 5 seconds. Almanza takes it all the way down the court. His shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a blocking foul on Fort Lupton. It's a nice job by Almanza to take it all the way. And I believe that foul is going to go against twos. That will be his first. So Brian Almanza to the line to shoot two. That first one is up and in and out with 1.6 seconds to go. First period of play, so we'll see if Almanza can sink this second one. And that is up and good for Brian Almanza, his first point of the night. So Fort Lupton is going to have the baseball pass down court, and it's going to be tipped and out of bounds at the buzzer. So at the end of one, the Mustangs lead by 3, 14-11 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School with Corey Riddle, this is Brian Nickel. Mustangs lead 14-11. Not a lot different than was the first game that they played. Fort Morgan led in that game 16-9 at the end of the first period. And then Fort Morgan outscored them in that second period 12-9. Shot is going to be off the rim and way no good, but it should be off of Vargas and out of bounds. So Fort Lupton to put on the full court press as Fort Morgan looks to get it in, and a lazy pass, and it's going to be up and good from the left side by Vasquez.
That's what we've been seeing a lot tonight so far, is a lot of these lazy passes going on.
And the kids need to learn, and I'm sure they know they just didn't do it. They need to cut back to that pass. Eric Kimball, his pass over on the left side is going to be knocked out of bounds by Ariano. So just not quite on their game like they were the other night. Almanza to inbounds, far side. He gets it in too. It's going to be off of Vargas and out of bounds. Fort Morgan having a tough time getting the ball in. So they get their offensive set up here to get the inbounds in. They get it into Almanza, back to Tate Kimball. Kimball down the lane, picks it up now to Gertner. Gertner back to Kimball. Mustangs look to get their offense set up here now to Almanza out on the left high wing. Dribbles it into the paint now to Tate Kimball down the right side. Almanza head fake. His shot from the lane is up and good for Brian Almanza. First bucket of the night for Almanza. Yes, Vasquez, his pass is going to be taken by Gertner. Gertner all the way down. His layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Almanza as he goes down to the floor. Rebounded by Mellon. As they look to get the ball up to Vargas, who was open, but they didn't see him. Now over into the corner to Ariano. Now to Mellon. Mellon's shot is going to be contested and no good, but fouled on the play, I believe, and that will go against Gertner. And that will be his second. So that will send Mellon back to the free throw line where he was 0 of 2 in that first period. Mustangs still up 3. That first free throw is also short. So Jesus Reyes comes in for Gertner for the Mustangs. Jesus Reyes is a senior. Second shot in and out, rebounded by Eric Kimball. Mustangs up 3, 16-13. So it looks like a 1-2-2 defense by the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Jesus Reyes to Kimball, but he is going to be fouled underneath, and that will go against Cook, his first. 4 team fouls on the Blue Devils, 7 on Fort Morgan as they get the ball in to Reyes. Now back to Kimball from the right side. His three is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Ariano. So Cook gets the ball up quickly as he gets the ball to Mellon, but off of his fingertips and out of bounds, just a little high. So you know that's a fairly high pass when Mellon stands at 6'6", then he's got his arms outstretched and it's still over his hands.
Yep.
So I don't know what they stop play for there for a second, but we're going once again here. Tate Kimball now out at the center circles. Wendell comes out. Now cross court to Jesus Reyes. Reyes gets it to Almanza. Almanza's going to be double team out high. Now back to Reyes. Reyes drives it down the right side. Now to Tate Kimball. Kimball for a three. Up and good for Tate Kimball from behind the arc. 5 points on the night for Kimball. 6-point lead for the Mustangs, 19-13. As the Blue Devils look to pass the ball around to Mellon. Now a three from the corner is going to be up and good by Cook. That's the 4th three of the night for the Blue Devils. Now to Reyes in the right corner. His pass is going to be taken away by Cook. Not a good pass there by Reyes. As Cook kicks it off into the corner to Wendell. When tipped out of Wendell's hands for a minute. Now over to Vargas. Now over to the corner to Cook again. It's going to be off of Reyes, I believe, and out of bounds. So the Blue Devils will retain possession. Joey Schneider back into the game for McBride. So Schneider does have the 2 fouls, as well as Gertner and McBride. Cook goes out. Brown comes in for the Blue Devils. 4:53 to go here in this second period of play. The Mustangs up 19-16. Vasquez gets it to Vargas out on the left high wing. Now back out to Ariano. Now underneath, going to be taken away by Schneider. I think it was off of Joey Schneider. He tried to bounce it off of Mellon, but I think he ended up being out of bounds when the ball came back to him. So Vargas inbounds in the corner. They look to get the ball in. They get it into Ariano, being guarded by Tate Kimball. Nice job cutting him off there. Now he's going to stop and pop for a three, and that is up and good by Ariano. His second three of the night tied this game up at 19. Now they're going to have I guess they called Tate Kimball for the carry. So turnover by the Mustangs with the score tied up at 19 with 4:24 to go here in the second period of play. Brian Almanza, Eric Kimball, Tate Kimball, Joey Schneider, and Jesus Reyes on the floor for the Mustangs. Mellon's shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Kimball. He gets it to Reyes. Reyes all the way down the paint. His shot is going to be off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Mellon. He gets it out high to Vasquez. As he looks to get the ball across court. They're going to call the travel, though, before he passes the ball. So Gertner and Harris Huff into the game for Reyes and Almanza. Almanza with 3 points while he was in there. Reyes tried that bucket there just a minute ago, came up a little short. So see if the Mustangs can get on track here and get some points on the board. Schneider on the left wing, now Gertner in the left corner. Tate Kimball out high, now to Nate Gertner, back to Joey Schneider in the left corner. Gertner to Harris Huff. Tate Kimball for a three from the right corner, up and no good. But the rebound put back by Eric Kimball is good. 21-19 lead for the Mustangs now. Handoff on the right side, and that shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Mellon. Now it looks like Harris Huff is going to be called maybe for the foul. See who they put that on. And that will go on Huff, his first. That will send Mellon to the line to shoot two, where so far he is 0 for 4. So Mellon's first shot is also, he has no.
What is his record anyway?
I'll let you know if I can find my paper here. I'll let you know in a little bit, but I'm sure he's better than what he's showing here right now, but his form is not good at all, and that's off the rim and no good. So he is 0 for 6 here in this contest. Eric Kimball all the way down, and that shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call Brown for the blocking foul. Be his first. So that will send Kimball back to the line to shoot a pair, where he was 1 of 2 in the first quarter of play. So see if Eric can hit both free throws here. 3:10 to go, and that first free throw is up and good.
I'm sure at half, Coach Unrein will go in the locker room and give them a nice pep talk and see what they can come out.
Yeah, no,
not better.
The Blue Devils are coming out in that zone defense again, and Morgan has trouble sometimes with the zone when it's played on him. Kimball does drain both free throws for a 4-point lead. Now Joey Schneider ends up with the ball, but his pass is going to be taken away cross court by Vargas. So back-to-back turnovers here. Now they get the ball to Mellon. Now they're going to go to the ground, and it looks like they're going to have a jump ball called, and that will be possession arrow Fort Morgan. It's a nice job by Eric Kimball to go to the floor and get that tie-up. See if they can get another bucket here. Get the ball in as they get it into Schneider. Now he gets it to take Kimball out high. Joey Schneider now being double teamed out at mid-court, but there's going to be a foul called on the Blue Devils. And that will go against Vasquez. That will be his first. 6 team fouls on the Blue Devils. Now take Kimball to inbounds far side as they get it into Eric Kimball. Back to Tate. Gertner down the left baseline. Now to Eric Kimball. Now to Tate Kimball on the left side. He's being double teamed in the corner. Eric Kimball from the left side, and his layup is up and good. So 6-point lead here for the Mustangs. Now over on the right corner, and that shot is going to be up and no good by Cook. Nate Gertner with the rebound as he gets it off to Eric Kimball. 2:16 to go. The Mustangs up 6. Now his pocket is going to be picked. Layup is going to be up and good by Vasquez. Full court pressure here by Fort Lupton. Let's see if you get the ball to Gertner. Gertner's going to be called for the carry. As he tried, I don't know if he was going to pass or what he was going to do, but ended up with the turnover. So Mellon goes out. Vargas goes out. Cook comes back in, and Ariano comes in for the Blue Devils. Down 4 are the Blue Devils with 1:54 to go here in the first half of play. Ariano gets it out high to Wendell. Now pass into the paint is going to be taken by Kimball. Now he passes it off to Tate. Tate Kimball into the corner to Harris Huff. Huff's 3 is up and good for Harris Huff. Nice arcing shot by Harris Huff. So the Fort Lupton Blue Devils will call a timeout, but we will keep it here. Now the Mustangs with their biggest lead of the night at 7, 28-21.
So they're sitting at, 28 right now. That last game was against Fisk Peak. They were 27 in the first period. So quite a different ball game, but like you were saying, they don't do, we'll call it, terribly well when they get that zone defense put on them.
It just seems to mess them up a little bit.
See Coach Unrein down there going over a couple things, maybe give them a little pep talk, get them back into this game.
Oh, you were asking me about the shooting of Mellon at the free throw line.
Yeah.
They don't put, I went on to Max Preps, that's where I get my information on these teams, and they don't have any stats whatsoever. Their coaches don't put any stats on Max Preps at all, so that's why I don't have any sheet on him. So, well, that's why I like, Coach Unrein and Coach Krackemeyer for the girls both keep their information up to date. Makes it easy to, get information on these kids so we can pass it on to the listeners. Mm-hmm. But the Fort Lupton Blue Devils have no stats whatsoever on Max Preps. So down here at the far end, they had a foul called.
It's a nice job on McBride getting that foul.
And that foul was on Ariano. His first free throw came up short, though, for McBride. Shot is up and no good. Going to be saved by Eric Kimball as he gets it up to Huff. Now it's going to be over and back. They said Huff was across the court. He was in the front court, and Kimball was still backcourt when he got the ball thrown back to him. So 7-point lead, 28-21 with 1:03 to go here, first half of play. Coach Unrein looks like he's going to get Brian Almanza back into the game here at the next dead ball. Ariano being guarded by Gertner, hands it off to Vargas. Wendell now gets it back into the hands of Vasquez, out to Vargas out on the high right wing with 42 seconds, being guarded by Huff. Pass is going to be over to Vasquez. His little jumper is going to be up and good for Vasquez. 6 points in the quarter for Vasquez. 12 points on the night for Vasquez. He had 2 threes in that first period of play. Gertner now into Eric Kimball. Jumper from the right side is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by May. 5-point lead with 15 seconds to go. Vasquez. Now Vargas, his pass, he ends up getting it back. Now they get it out to Ariano for the three, and that is going to be up and good for Ariano at the buzzer. So Fort Lupton cuts this lead to 2 at halftime. So at the end of one half of play, the Fort Morgan Mustangs lead the Blue Devils 28-26 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School, getting ready to start the second half of play. The Mustangs up 28-26 over the 5-4 Fort Lupton Blue Devils, and the Blue Devils will take possession to start this second half. Fouls for the Mustangs: McBride, Gertner, Schneider, each with 2. Huff and Eric Kimball with 1, and nobody with more than 1 foul against the Blue Devils. As they inbounds, get it into Vasquez in the backcourt, being guarded by Kimball. And they kick it off over to Wendell, now out to the top to Ariano. And they look to pass the ball around the perimeter, being double teamed out on the far side. Taken away by Schneider. Nice job by Schneider. Pass to Tate Kimball. His little jumper is going to be short, though, off the front of the rim. And they're going to say it's off of Fort Morgan and out of bounds. Had the fast break there, but Kimball just short-armed it there a little bit, came up short. Fort Morgan to put on the full court press, but Wendell, it's going to be taken away by Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball's going to stop and pop for a 3 off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Tate Kimball. His little hook is going to be up and good for the Mustangs to start off this second half of play. So Mustangs to trap here at half court. Now they're going to get it down court to Vargas, and he's going to stop and pop for a 3, up and no good. Rebounded by Kimball as he gets it up to Schneider. Now Schneider's pass is going to be knocked out of bounds. Nope, it's not going to be saved on the far side by the Blue Devils. As now they get it cross court into the hands of Ariano, being guarded by Gertner. Tipped out of bounds by McBride as he was fronting Mellon. So Vargas to inbounds right corner. So they get it into Mellon. Now back to Vargas. Now out to Ariano as they whip it around. Now back to Mellon on the right baseline. A deep 3, and that is going to be off the rim and no good by Ariano. Rebounded by McBride. He gets it into the hands of Kimball. Tate Kimball. Tate's going to try for the shot. Going off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Wendell of Fort Lupton. Mustangs up 4, 30-26. Cross court now back into the hands of Vargas out at the point, being guarded by Gertner. As they're trying to get it into Mellon. Nice front by McBride once again, but tipped out of bounds by Vasquez. So McBride doing a nice job there, fronting the 6'6" center. McBride comes in at 6'3". Gertner now into the corner to Joey Schneider. Joey Schneider, the baseline, it is going to be up and good by Schneider from the right side. 4 points on the night for Joey Schneider. Full court press again for the Mustangs as they get it into the hands of Wendell. Now into the hands of Vasquez, as he goes down the left baseline. And he is going to be stuffed on the play by Tate Kimball. They'll call a jump ball, and that possession will go to the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So they will, Fort Lupton to change a player out here as Wendell takes a seat. Cook comes in. Fort Morgan looks to get the ball in, and they do get it into McBride. He gets it up court to Joy Snyder. Bounce pass to Tate Kimball, down to Gertner. Back to Tate Kimball. He's going to stop and pop from the left side. It comes up short, gets his own rebound. Now gets it underneath to Snyder. Now Gertner, he's going to end up getting it back. Now Tate Kimball, now to Joy Snyder on the left side. Tate Kimball into the lane to McBride. His shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded though by, it's going to be taken by Mellon, ends up knocking it out of bounds.
See a lot better job on the passing so far this second half.
So we have looks like we're going to have a timeout called by Fort Lupton. We'll see if it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll just keep it here. So the Mustangs come out with the first 4 points of the second half. They did have a turnover here. Fort Lupton's pretty quick. They're knocking that ball away on those passes. Nice job so far by Trey McBride on the fronting of Mellon. 32-26 here with 5:06 to go, third period of play, coming out of a timeout called by Fort Lupton. Let's see what they come out in, if they're going to come out in a zone or a man-to-man defense. It looks like they are in a man-to-man as they get it to Joey Snyder. Snyder picks up his dribble, now back out to Tate Kimball at the point. Gertner on the right wing. Back to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball bounce pass to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball into the lane. Now a little layup from the right side is going to be up and good by McBride. As he takes it past Mellon. Up to an 8-point lead now as Ariano going to be kicked. Nice job there by McBride to get his foot in the way of that pass because Mellon was open down at the baseline. So they will inbounds in the corner with Cook as they get it into the corner to Mellon. Now a three is going to be up and short by Cook. But it's going to be, they tried to save it, did Fort Lupton, but out of bounds on the far side in front of the student section. Nice student section again here for the Mustangs, just not near as vocal as they were Tuesday night. So their Blue Devils look to trap now to Eric Kimball, and his shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Cook. He gets it off into the corner to Ariano. Now he brings it down, and that shot is going to be up and no good by Vasquez. So now they can't buy a three right now. So Fort Morgan needs to take advantage of this. Well, there was going to be a pass to McBride, but he was not looking. Shot is going to be up and good, and they're going to call a foul on Schneider from the back. So Ariano with a bucket. And that will go on Schneider. That will be three on Joy. As that will send Ariano to the line to shoot one. So Brian Almanza back into the game for Snyder. 4 points on the night for Joy and 3 fouls. So the and one is coming up, and that is off the back of the rim and no good. So they're still 0 for from the free throw line are the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Fort Morgan up 6, 34-28. Layup is up and no good by Tate Kimball, rebounded by McBride. His shot is up and no good, rebounded by Mellon as they get it out to Ariano. Ariano kicks it off into the corner to Vargas. Now they're going to come over here on the far side to Cook. Now over into the far side to Ariano. So Fort Morgan contesting those 3-point shots a lot better. Now it's going to be off of Kimball and out of bounds in the corner. So nice job by Eric Kimball to get his hand in that passing lane. So Fort Lupton to inbounds left baseline. 34-28 now as Fort Lupton gets the ball underneath to Mellon. And they're going to call Mellon for the travel before he goes up for the shot. See if Fort Morgan can work this ball in and get a... They've had some good shots right down there. They just can't quite get them to fall. Fort Lupton with a full court pressure once again. As Morgan gets it to Almanza. Now up to Nate Gertner. Gertner is being doubled on the left side as he goes down. They're going to call a travel on Gertner. So Carl into the game for McBride. So we'll see how the Mustangs defense this. Try to keep Fort Lupton from lobbing that ball inside with Austin Carl in and taking out Trey McBride. Austin Carl is a 6-foot sophomore. If he does do the job, he got in the way of it and tipped it away. Now he's going to get it up to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball from the left side is pushed in the back, so he misses the free throw, but he will go to the line to shoot two. And that foul is going to go on Ariano, his second. Eric Kimball is 2 of 3 so far from the night from the free throw line. So nice defensive job by Austin Carl down at the other end to get in the way of that lob pass. First free throw is up and good by Kimball. 14 points on the night for Eric Kimball. 35-28. See if he can get this back to an 8-point lead again. That shot is going to be off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Mellon. He brings the ball up court. Now the ball is going to be taken by Vasquez. He goes down the lane. That is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Carl as he gets it up to Eric Kimball. Kimball to Tate Kimball. His little layup is up and no good. They cannot get a shot here. Now as the ball is to twos, his shot is going to be up and good for twos. His first points of the night. Back to a 5-point lead again as another bad pass is going to be taken away by Ariano. So their pressure defense is working for them. That was going to be called for a travel on twos. Levi Twos, a 6'1 junior. So the Mustangs, how many turnovers they got so far?
3 in this third period, 16 overall.
So Brian Almanza over to Nate Gertner out on the left high wing. He's going to stop and then he's going to get it. It's going to be taken away from him and out of bounds off of Eric Kimball. So we're going to have a full timeout here taken by the Mustangs. So we'll take one with them. Mustangs up 35-30 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School with Corey Riddle. This is Brian Nickel and Braden Godin running the board for us back at the studio tonight. Mustangs up 35-30 as they get the ball into the Blue Devils, into the hands of Ariano out at midcourt, being guarded by Kimball. Down to a minute 26 to go here in the third period of play. Now Cook into the lane. It's going to be off the hands of Brown. Finally taken away by Almanza. Carrasco on the far side. Now it's going to be a pass to Tate Kimball. Brian Almanza goes into the lane. His little layup is going to be up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded by twos. So they're getting the looks. They're just not getting it to fall. Missing. That's about 3 or 4 layups that they've missed. Fort Morgan, no foul called, but taken away by the Mustangs. Almanza with the ball with 44 seconds to go. Almanza all the way down the lane. No foul call. Austin Carl with a putback, though. Nice job by Austin Carl. 37-30 now as Ariano gives it off to Cook. Cook to Ariano. Another 3 on the far side is up and no good. Rebounded by Almanza. And he is going to be fouled by Carrasco, I believe. And that will be on Carrasco. That will be his second. So Nate Gertner comes out. Harris Huff into the game for the Mustangs, as the Mustangs will inbounce far into the court as Fort Lupton will put on their full court press once again. Almanza gets it into Eric Kimball. It's going to be kicked, though, on the far side by Vargas. So Fort Morgan inbounds in front of the student section on the west side. Up 37-30 with 20.3 seconds. Harris Huff with the ball still in the backcourt to Tate Kimball. Need to get it across court, and they do. Now to Eric Kimball. 12 seconds down to 10 seconds. They get it back to Almanza. Down to 5 seconds. Going to be tipped away from Eric Kimball. And that's going to be Vargas going down. His slip is going to be up and no good. No foul called. So nice job by Almanza to get back. So at the end of three, the Mustangs up 37-30 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School to start this fourth period of play. The Mustangs up 37-30. They held the Blue Devils to only 4 points in that quarter, but Morgan only scored 9 on their own. So very low scoring quarter here for both teams. Mustangs with that 7-point lead. It was 2 at half, so they outscored them by 5. Wild shot is going to be up and no good and off of Fort Lupton and out of bounds. That was a wild shot by Bri Wendell, a 6'1 senior. Fort Morgan gets the ball back to Eric Kimball. Now back to Tate Kimball with their full court press. They pick him up at the half court line. Joey Schneider back into the game for the Mustangs. Now Fort Lupton 3 is going to be up by Gertner off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Wendell. Fort Lupton now with the ball as they get it back into the hands of Wendell. Now it's going to be into the corner to Vasquez. That shot is up and no good. Rebounded by McBride. He gets it off to Tate Kimball. Up court pass. That's going to be nice pass and go from Eric Kimball to Joey Snyder.
There's a layup for him.
Finally got one to fall. So nice steal in the backcourt by Joey Snyder. Or in the front court, excuse me. As they get the ball into the hands of Tate Kimball. Now to Nate Gertner. Now to Eric Kimball along the left baseline. His little layup is going to be up and good for Eric Kimball. So now the Mustangs have pulled away here to an 11-point lead. And now they throw the ball away. Does the Blue Devils. So just like that, it's up to a double-digit lead in about a minute and 16 seconds here. The Fort Lupton Blue Devils are going to call a timeout to try to stop this run here by the Mustangs. A nice job by the Mustangs to get this game into double digits.
Exactly.
Eric Kimball on the night has 13, 14, 16 points on the night for Kimball.
So far, the Mustangs are sitting at 4 turnovers for this second half, and the Blue Devils sitting at, I'm counting 10. So quite a different change this second half so far.
Yeah, so we'll see if the Mustangs can get another bucket here on this turnover as they look to get it in. Joey Schneider, back to Eric Kimball. Back to Schneider. Now underneath the McBride. Now back to Joey Schneider, left side. Gets it to Gertner. Eric Kimball out on the high left wing. Now they're going to set it back up to Tate Kimball. Underneath the McBride. The little runner from the right side is up and good for McBride. So a 6-0 run here by the Mustangs. Tipped away by the Mustangs to get it into the hands of Tate Kimball. Now into Eric Kimball. He's going to come in from the right side, and that's going to be up and no good. Rebounded by McBride as he shoves his way in, but it's going to be just short. Rebounded by Mellon. As his pass is going to be taken by Eric Kimball in the backcourt. Shot is up and good for Eric Kimball on a 16-point lead, 46-30.
This is what we like to see here.
With 5:54 to go in the game. This is more like the Mustang basketball we're used to. Vasquez hands it off now to Arellano. Over on the high wing is Carrasco. Now it's going to be taken away by McBride into the hands of Tate Kimball. He looked like he's fouled and no call on that bump over on the far side. Now Tate Kimball takes it in and they're going to call a foul on the drive. Let's see if he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul will go on Wendell, his second. So Tate Kimball to the line to shoot 2. He has 7 points on the night. This will be his first trip to the free throw line tonight. That first one is off the back of the rim and no good. So a number of substitutions here for the Blue Devils. Atwood Steakhouse, home of the $8.95 dinner menu during the week and the best prime rib on Friday and Saturdays. Next free throw is off the back of the rim and also no good, but we have a lane violation on Fort Lupton, so Tate will get a second shot. Tate on the year is sitting at 65%. And that one is up and good for Tate Kimball. So now tipped out of bounds on the far side, they say, by the Mustangs. 5:22 to go. The Mustangs up 17, 47-30. As they do get it into Mellon. Mellon gets it back to the inbounds, or Vargas, as he tries to go down the lane. He cuts it off to the left side, now into the hands of Ariano. Mellon out on the left corner. Mustangs doing a better job guarding that three-point line. That shot is going to be up and good by Cook from 2 points. First 2 points of the fourth quarter. 47-32 with 4:57 to go here in the fourth period. Tate Kimball to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball into the lane now to he gets it back from McBride. Little layup is going to be up and no good. Nice job by Kimball to get it on the, comes back in court. Now to Tate Kimball as they try to run this little time here. Now Tate Kimball's going to stop and pop for a 3. That's off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Ariano. Into the hands. He's going to take it all the way down the lane. Now they're going to kick it into the corner to Vargas. His 3 is going to be short. Taken by Gertner. He gets it up to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball is going to go all the way down. His layup is going to be up and good for Kimball. 17-point lead once again. 49-32 with 4:11 to go. Vargas being trapped at midcourt. Gets it into the hands of Ariano as he's being double teamed. Now Nate Gertner. Ariano or to Mellon underneath. His shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Tate Kimball. So another bad pass, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Fort Lupton. But as we've seen, Lupton keeps trying these three-pointers, and they're not hitting like they were in that first.
No, they're not.
They've only scored 6 points in the second half. They look to get the ball in. They get it into Almanza. And Harris Huff in for Tate Kimball and Eric Kimball. Jesus Reyes ready to come in for the Mustangs at the next dead ball. Down to 3:42 here as Schneider looks to pass the ball. Gets it to Harris Huff out at midcourt. Into the hands of Almanza. He's being guarded by Vargas. Now to Schneider out at center court. Back to Almanza. High right wing. Into the lane, but he ends up losing the ball, and it's going to be taken away by Twos. Cook all the way down. His layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Schneider's. He gets it out to Almanza. And Almanza is going to had the ball knocked away from him from the back by Ariano. So Jesus Reyes comes into the game for Nate Gertner. Once again, if you didn't listen before, T.J. Bauer out has a cast on his right hand that he injured in that Vista Peak game Tuesday night. So 49-32 with 3:09 to go as they get it into Schneider. Now they're going to have a foul called on Twos. That will be his second. Only the fourth team foul on Fort Lupton here in this second half. Only one on the Mustangs this second half. So nice job by the Mustangs not committing the fouls. Not a good pass inbounds. It was taken by Twos. It should be off of Twos and out of bounds. It will belong to the Mustangs. Joey Schneider to inbounds at the far end as the Blue Devils will put on a full court press once again. So they get it into Almanza. Almanza gets the ball up into the front court, down into the paint, now to Reyes. Reyes is going to be called for the travel, though. So another turnover by the Mustangs. Not quite as many as they had that first half.
We're sitting at 7 right now.
7 in the second half.
Yep.
We got, 20 for the game?
20 for the game.
Tipped away by the Mustangs. Oh, another pass, bad pass by Joey Schneider. Now into the hands of Twos over on the left side as he drives it down. The shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, and let's see what they're going to say it's off of. It's off of Fort Lupton, so the Mustangs will take possession as Joey Schneider will inbounds for the Mustangs. Fort Lupton still with their full court press as they get it into Almanza with 2:32 to go. Mustangs up 49-32 in the fourth period of play. Should have been a foul called, and no foul called there as he was pushed in the back. Now they get it to McBride. McBride takes it down. His shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call the blocking foul on Elijah Vargas. Be his first. So that will send McBride to the line to shoot two, where he is 0 for 1 so far tonight. 2:19 to go. Fourth period of play. First shot rolls around and in for McBride. B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs from clogged drains to a major construction project. Just give them a call at 522-3828. Next shot is also up and good by McBride. 8 points on the night for McBride. As the ball is going to be knocked away, but they're going to call a foul. Let's see, that's going to be on Trey McBride. That'll be his third. Schneider with 3, Gertner with 2. Only one's anywhere close to being in any foul trouble, but with just 2:12 to go. Now left alone at the three-point line. That shot is up and no good by Vargas. Rebounded by Almanza. Pass by Harris Huff. Harris Huff finally gets to McBride. He gets it off to Joey Schneider. Kind of a wild free-for-all here for a minute. Now the Mustangs settle this down a little bit with Almanza. Now they're going to call a foul on Carrasco, his third. He was bumping Almanza all the way across the court. Oh, now we've got a bunch of new players. I've got to figure out who they are that's coming in for the Mustangs.
I guess they figured we got enough of a lead that.
Well, I'm going to try and give you, I know Derek Bain is one. Jake Norris has come in. Trevor Link has come in. Derek Gherkin has come into the game. And I'm not just sure who the other one might be. Luft might be the name. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs now with their reserves here right now with a minute 26, up 19, 51-32. Gherkin now to Norris. Norris gets it out to Link. And number 12 we find out is Trevor Shirtliff. As the Mustangs now just look to throw the ball around into the hands of Zink. We're down to a minute, 51-32 Fort Morgan. Gherkin now down the left side, picks it back out to Zink as the Mustangs just look to pass the ball around. Link once again being guarded by Vargas. A nice job here by the reserve just to run this clock out. Jake Norris now with the ball. He gets it into the hands of Trevor Link. Now into the hands of Shirtliff. Trevor Shirtliff is a 5'8" sophomore. Now Gherkin with the ball down to 26 seconds. Shirtliff with the ball in the corner. Ball is going to hit the rim and come back to Gherkin though. Link, the Reserves here running this clock down in the last minute of the game. We're down to 13 seconds, down to 11. So the Mustangs are going to keep that lead in the Colorado 7 League. Go up to 9-1 as we're down to the last second of play here. And that is the end of the game. So nice job by the reserves to run that clock out. The Mustangs win this 51-32. We will be back with the post-game show after this break on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Fort Morgan High School at the end of this contest, the Mustangs win it by 19, 51-32, holding the Blue Devils to just 6 points in that second half, 4 in the third period, and just 1 bucket in the fourth period. That was by Cook. The scorers for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils is Vasquez with 12, Tews with 2, Cook with 5, Ariano with 11, and Mellon with 2. Vasquez, he had 12 at halftime and did not score in that second half. Ariano had 9 at half and only had the 1 bucket in the third period, so nice job defensively by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Tonight for the Mustangs, they scored 14 points in that fourth period and 9 in the third. Scoring tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, Eric Kimball led the way with 21. Tate Kimball and McBride each with 8 apiece. Schneider with 6. Almanza and Huff each with 3. And Austin Carl with a bucket for his 2 points for the Mustangs. 51 points as they win 51-32. The Mustangs were 8 of 13 for 61.5% from the free throw line tonight. So nice victory here for the Mustangs. I think Corey's got some numbers for us from the game.
As far as turnovers go tonight, the Mustangs are sitting at 21. The Blue Devils sitting at 23. Rebounds, the Blue Devils sitting at 16, and the Mustangs sitting at 23 on the rebounds. They did a lot better job that second half with those defensive rebounds to get some of those layups. I know they were struggling a little bit in that third period, but they brought it back.
Yeah, they scored 9 points in the third, 14 in that fourth period, and excellent defense that second half, only holding the Blue Devils to 6 points.
Definitely the better the Mustangs we like to see.
Yeah, they came out and they played a lot better ball. And another thing that Fort Lupton was hurt by is they kept trying those threes where they were hitting them they had 6 threes in the first half. They had none in that second half. So I guess they say you
win some, you lose some.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3, I guess.
Yep.
So they kind of died by the 3 in that second half. So our next broadcast will be next Tuesday. That will be a 5:30 tip-off with the girls. Boys will be at 7, and then we'll be at Alameda. So if you will tune us in next Tuesday night, we will have both games for you. I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up here tonight. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball tonight has been Braden Godin. For Corey Riddle, I'm Brian Nickel. Once again, our 2 scores tonight. The girls win at 55-35 over the Lady Blue Devils. The boys win 51-31 to stay in first place in the Colorado 7 League. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everybody.